Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how you can adjust parameters of your substances within Unreal Engine. And this is really useful because you never really know what's going to work well in your scene. Certain metallic amounts might not jive well with the lighting that you have, and it saves you a lot of steps going back and reiterating. So the first thing you want to do is you want to install the Substance plugin. You can get it in on the marketplace. I'm sure you've already done that by now, and we just have a basic kind of sandbox. There it is, sandbox project open, and then we have our Substance designer here. So we're going to go to File, New Substance, and we'll call this Test for YouTube, and I'll leave everything else the way it is. It's procedurally generated, so you can change these things later, which is the super duper cool thing about this whole thing. So we're set up with our base color, normal, roughness, metallic, and height. So let's just drop in one of the PBR material kind of starting points, and we'll just plug in base color, normal, and then we'll go roughness, and then we'll go metallic, and then our height. So this is our material here, and this another material. This is our substance here in this view, and looks pretty neat. You have all these adjustments once you select this node here. We can adjust the seed randomization, which randomizes things, which is pretty cool. But if you scroll down here, you have a bunch of stuff. You have screw amounts, so I'll just leave that there. So this one is particularly, as an example, this one is particularly useful, and you kind of have to plan ahead. You'd be like, okay, do I want paint wear or do I not want paint wear in my scene? Well, we're going to make this publicly editable. What's this? Expose? Or whatever. We'll just click on this guy, and then we'll expose. Sorry, paint age, and the input name will be paint age. This will be visible within Unreal Engine when we import this guy here. All right, cool. We have that, which kind of collapses it. So the age of the paint we're not going to play around with anymore. We're going to play around with it within Unreal Engine. And let's just say, we can adjust the color variation maybe. Now we'll just leave that. I want to go to height range. We can kind of have that exposed as well. And then we'll go height range. Okay. And the normal intensity. This is really useful, and I enjoy the normal intensity. It kind of will make it pop, and there's no way to tell how this will work in your scene. Sometimes it's really jarring, so you want to kind of turn it down. So I'm going to expose this one as well, and I'll just call this drop down normal intensity. We can name it something else, but we'll just keep it default. So we have a couple I guess, I don't know, a couple values exposed here. What we should do is we should maybe, let's expose the paint color. Paint color, that's very useful. Never thought of that. And the planks color underneath, so we can have all these really cool values that we can adjust within Unreal Engine. So we're going to right click, not on that, nope. We're going to right click on top of the unsaved package. This is very tricky. Right click, publish SB SAR file. This is what we want to do, right? Very important. This is what the Unreal Engine will see. So you'll notice the SB SAR file, we're not actually saving it as that. So we need to save the package, which is what Substance Designer will use. This is like the kind of project file that you're going to be working with. So I'll just save that, test for YouTube, save, and then this other one will pop up, and this is what Unreal Engine enjoys looking at. This is test for YouTube. We'll save that. SB SAR file. Very important. Save. Kaboom. And then parameter exposure, pixel size, random seed. Also very important. Let's say if you have like a mesh wrapped, or a mesh with this material on it, and there's like a knot on a corner. If it's a piece of wood, you want to change that random seed. It'll just it'll be useful. It doesn't cost anything. And compression mode. Let's just go best. Okay. And then there it is. It should be saved. So I'm going to create a new folder, and call this substances. Double click, open that, right click to new folder, call this test for YouTube. And I like to keep them all in a single folder, very important. Right, so this is test for YouTube, the blue one. The blue one is what you drag in to Unreal Engine, Unity, whatever you're using. And the red one here, that is the actual file, right? And they're very small because they're procedurally generated. Anyway, so I'm going to drag this in, right, into the one file into there, boom. So then does something really cool. Yeah, create default, yeah, create material. The name of it tells it where to go, import, we drag and drop, don't worry about that. And we will hit import. And then it will create normals, metallic, base color, all these things automatically. And yeah, 2048, very useful. So let's drop in just some basic geometry so we can see. And I'll move our player back. So yeah, here's our thingamajig here. So I'm going to drop, it already created a material within it. I think it just needs to rebuild some stuff. Give it 2 shakes. There it is. There is our material. And there's some reflection going on there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's all well and good. So let's drag that material onto here. And let's take a look at it. Yep, that is indeed our substance, which is now a material with an Unreal Engine. But let's say we want to change it. We're just like, okay, I don't want that much wear on it. It doesn't make sense in my scene. You don't have to go back and then re-import it. You can actually open up this red guy, which is a substance graph instance. Open that up and look at all these gentlemen down here. We have a random seed, so that will change the seed to something else. Paint age, that is visible, right? So we can make it older, just like we were doing before, and it's changing in real time, which is basically this coolest thing ever. And we can adjust the hue of the paint color. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. So yeah, I guess I did that wrong. But you get the idea. We can change the paint color, RGB values, height range, very useful, and then normal intensity to make it a little bit more kind of reactive to certain lighting kind of effects here, right? See? Sorry, that was inside. So you'll notice the normal intensity will adjust the flavor of that guy. So paint color, we'll just default that, and yeah, we can look at that, and then we save, and then it's automatically kind of, the way she goes. And yeah, problem is that it's a little bit too big for our scene. So how you change that is you select the side that you have the material on, and we'll just go scale, set it to 2, see what happens, apply, and then there you go. It just kind of made it bigger, and you can adjust that as you go. And yeah, that is our basic Substance Designer to Unreal tutorial. And there you have it. And this is very useful because you never know how your lighting is going to react. The lighting in Substance Designer is a little bit different than the lighting in Unreal, depending on what you're going for. You might want, if your game has like a flashlight sort of situation, or like a really strong kind of spotlight or point light, or certain kind of lighting, or like a candle, low light, things like that. You want your normal to kind of reflect that, and you want the lighting to look natural on your object, things like that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.